Hi everyone, I am Jack Red. This is the official list for top 10 best and worst games of all time. Sean Baby does a good job with his side. I love a lot of the things he said about these games, and I couldn't agree more with any of them. Scott Rubin, he's one of my favorite people that used to be on G4 TV. But because of the man thing, he got away from the show. You know, it started sucking a little bit, but it was still good. I mean, it's still fun to watch. I mean, they tried to make Lauren on there look like the Hannibal actor. I thought that was funny. I'm gonna be honest with you, before I go on with this list, I'm not too much for Kristen Holt. I was always more for Corey Rouse, because he knew a lot of the things he was talking about, and he was funny when he did a lot of them. That's the reason why I picked him over her. Okay, it's not over sexism. It's just this guy was a lot more entertainment. Even though Kristen Holt did more episodes than him now, and even got to be involved with more things than he did when he was on there, and he was part of one of the original shows, like Filter was, which is no longer on there. Thank you very much. And the reason why is because they killed it. Yep, because of the people who were buying it actually killed their own show. Can you believe that? It happened. I'm going to do the top 10 worst first. Number 10 is Bad Boys Anime Takedown. Bad Boys and Anime Takedown, and basically, this game is horrible. This game is horrible. I never seen such a low for a movie-based game in my life. God, I tell you, it just freaking sucks. Number 9, I honestly am glad I never put a single finger on this one. This one is Barbie Horse Adventures Wild Horse Rescue. F that game. I'm gonna cut it right there. I can't stand that game. Number 8 is Bugsy 3D. Okay, I played the first few that were 2D. They were good games. And this game comes around, what the hell is this shit? What the hell is this shit? Then number 7 is Zero Wing. This was such a low. And if you don't know what English is, it's a bad translation of English. And believe it, you wouldn't like how bad this sounds. All your bases belong to us. What does that sound like to you? That sounds like RoboCop with a speech impediment. Number 6 is the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man. That was a bad game. Yes, I have played that version, and it was bad. Okay, it was the worst version ever made. And hopefully we'll never see another Pac-Man like that. Next up is another game I never played, but a friend of mine who I did met in the second program, by the name James, actually said that he played this. And he said this was a really bad game, so. All I know is it's a really crap of a load Legend of Zelda game, and it really sucks. Number 4 is the worst fighting game ever made, Shaq Fu. Okay, this game freaking sucks. I mean, you gotta be like, and yet you gotta be in the direct middle of somebody to get a hit. What the heck? I mean, most fighting games, you could get someone in the air, you could get someone from below, but yet you gotta be directly in the middle of somebody to get a direct hit? Are you mad? Number 3 is Custer's Revenge. I'm sorry, but I have played this, and this game sucks. Sure, you gotta go rape an alien against a pole with arrows coming out of nowhere. It's like this. It's like this. Yeah, I know. I mean, the arrows make no obvious sense. And then number 2 is E.T. This game sucks. But if you look very closely at that, like Raiders of the Lost Ark on the video, it actually follows the movie. Hard to believe? Believe me. See the video to see what I am talking about. Number 1 is Superman 64. I already said enough crap about it, so there's no introduction with any of it. Now to the best. Number 10 is Resident Evil 4. That game rocks. I have actually played the original one and one of its ports. I have played everything on it, and this game is so good. I mean, sure, I think personally Resident Evil 2 was better, but this game was good. It just brought in more fans. It brought in a lot of cool crap into the series. And thanks to that, Resident Evil 5 is going to be on the same system. I'm sorry, the same control system as that. So that's going to be good. Number 9 is Halo. Halo was a good game. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it was better than Resident Evil 4, but it's just my opinion that it was a good game. It had a good ending, had a good story, had a good ending, had a good AI. It had a lot of cool crap. Number 8 is Metal Gear Solid. This game was legendary. I showed you guys I had it. I actually had both the original one in my collection over there, and back when I had the GameCube remake. And they were a good game. That was a good game. Next one is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I'm not too crazy for it. I mean, I'm not racist or nothing. It's just like I actually heard a rumor. Basically, some black guy basically said that you don't get to play as any black person in GTA. Here's a newsflash. If you ever play the original GTA, you could play as Lance Vance, and with the codes in Grand Theft Auto 3, you can most likely turn into someone black if you're wait long enough, or you can play as Lance Vance with a code, or you can play as some of the other characters in San Andreas that are black. So you can't really complain that you can't play as anyone black, because if you think about it, that's being too racial. I'm not being racist, I'm just pointing out a fact that racism is starting to go over games in a really, really crappy way. And I don't want to be looked at as a racist. I don't want to be looked at as a KKK or skinhead or Nazi, because I'm not neither of those things. I'm just a nice guy throwing out an honest opinion that racism is starting to be really bad when it comes to video games. Next up is Final Fantasy VII. This, I wasn't too crazy for. I was more for Final Fantasy VI, but it had a good story, had good bosses, had a good set of characters. What I do have to say I dislike about it is it's just too overrated to today's standards. I just wish people would stop talking about it. God, I mean, it's just like... So, you know. Number 5 is Tecmo Super Bowl. Okay, I wasn't really too crazy for this one at all. I'm not a football fan. I'm more of a wrestling and boxing fan. I have to admit, I prefer hearing about those more than Madden, but that's just me. Next one is a tie, and the reason why I have it as a tie is, in their opinion, they got the best 2D one, and they got the best 3D Mario game. They got Super Mario World and Super Mario 64 within the same block. Can you believe that? They're both good games. They're both really good games. I mean, both of them alone who just show the new face of what game is supposed to be. And they still crack a lot of ground. Number 2 is... number 3 is Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting. Basically, this is the version of it where it was really good. I believe it's the last version of it to have minigames. It's pretty good. I have played it on a few consoles. It's not a bad game, I gotta admit. I played a lot of versions of Street Fighter 2, and this is my favorite one, so... actually, it's that, or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So, number 2 is Tetris. I know a lot of people would disagree for this being on the list, but this game alone is the best puzzle game ever made for any console. It's been on almost every console ever made. Sega Genesis, N64, NES, Super Nintendo. I mean, it's been on almost everything, and this game is still remembered even from the point it first got into America. That's how good it is. This Russian guy made it, and it became the most popular concept for a puzzle game. It set the standards. Without this game, we wouldn't know what a good, decent puzzle game is if it didn't even hit us right across the face. Now, number 1. I had to admit, I do like this game. I am a bit into it. But I don't... The thing is, I could lose my boredom. I get a little bored at times, just because I lose track of some things when I'm playing it. But that's like a lot of Zelda games. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, my favorite one ever made. Of course, there's Zelda 3, which is good. The point is, this one broke a lot of new grounds too. I mean, basically, they took the basic idea of Zelda 3, they turned it into 3D, and they made it the way it should have been. They made it to the point where no one can believe this is the best game ever made. A lot of people start to say that today. A lot of people say that this game cannot be topped by no other standards. Surprisingly, it almost got topped by Tetris. But Tetris itself is a good game. So I'll see you all later, and hope you enjoyed the video. And I will be looking at comments. So please stop with the criticism of bad comments. If you give me a good one, I'm going to respond good. If you give me bad ones, then all I have to say is I'm blocking you.